The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. Welcome to the show. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's Monday. Welcome. I'm here in St. Louis with Andrew. Noah is in Arizona, coming off a big weekend of traveling with Noah in Denver. We went to visit my friend Kat, who is my best friend from my only year at the University of Colorado. We met there. She's been on the podcast before. And we went to her house. She has a baby. She has a son too, but he was on a camping trip with his dad. So we had the house to ourselves, us ladies, with her baby girl Lydia, who is so cute. And then she got a sitter for Friday night and Saturday night, so we got to go out. Friday night we got into town. We went out to dinner. And then Saturday night, and we stayed up talking like all night long in different areas. Talked at dinner, closed that down. Talked in the living room, closed that down. I was like, I gotta go to bed, and then washed our face. Came back in Kat's room, talked on the bed, closed that down. It was like so much talking.
There's no sleeping on this girl's trip.
I was a little sleep deprived when I came back, especially I got a late or early flight on Sunday. But Saturday we went to go see. Saturday we went shopping all day, and then
no Columbine.
No, it just wasn't the vibe.
The vibe.
We had a baby with us.
It's always my vibe. I mean, the thing was, Lydia, the baby's babysitter. So Kat got a new babysitter. It was like the first time she was using this woman from a friend of hers, and I call her a girl, but she's a woman. And when I said woman, I was like, no, she's a girl, but. She's like graduated in 2014. I know that because guess where she graduated from? Columbine High. Kat was like, you're not going to believe this. Chris, was her name Chrissy? Cindy. Cindy went to Columbine.
You have so many questions for her? Like, what's it like going
but by
to
the time we would get home from these dinners of talking, I was just like, I just want to not talk anymore.
Could you imagine being like a babysitter and this woman comes home and you're like, tell me everything.
Well, that is exactly. So
they were so
when
excited.
When she came over, we got home from the airport of dinner the first night, and we met Cindy, and then Cindy was coming back the next day to babysit, and I was like, just be ready for a lot of Columbine questions, because Kat had already prepared her and told her we were Columbine heads, and like tested the waters first. Cindy didn't mind. She was the last graduating class with Principal D, Mr. D, who was like the principal at Columbine when it happened. Okay. And so she was the last class because he said that he wanted to retire after everyone.
You have a gun going with this.
I don't know why I'm pointing.
I'm like, all right, enough about Columbine.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was like, geez.
So he wanted to be there.
Okay.
I can't stop pointing with a gun hand.
Look at you.
It's registered, I swear. It's for safety. So he wanted to be there for everyone that was in the Columbine school system at that time. He wanted to make sure he left after. So she was she was the first preschool class during Columbine, and then
gotcha.
I can't believe she's like an adult woman now that has like stepkids and stuff. I'm like, I thought she was gonna be like, oh, she went to Columbine. She must be like a teen. And she's like a woman. It makes me feel, I am so old. It's so weird to see like kids that were in preschool when you were graduating high school and they have kids now.
Yeah, people are like, it always amazes me when you're born after 2000 and you can drink.
Yes. And
have
like children then like, too. I mean, it's nuts. But it is nice to know that, you can have, because of Hillary Swank having kids at 48, now I can know. I can wait until 48 years old to creep everyone out.
Yeah. I mean, who did she have a kid with?
She's having, it's definitely in vitro because she's having twins at 48. But like, there is an air of like, you're telling us this a little too soon. They're due in April.
Maybe vitro 70, you pop out one.
I'm sorry. They're due in April. So how many months away is that? She just announced last week.
4, 5, 6.
6 months. So she's 3 months in. That's when you can start telling people, even if you're 48 with twins.
I don't know. I mean, what if they fight each other to death? What if one of you eats the other one?
Because of like $1 Million Baby? Are you thinking of like boxing?
No, I just heard of twins eating the other twin.
I just know her head hits a stool in that movie. That's all I know about it. We should do a thing sometime where we just say movies I've never seen, and I can tell you enough references.
I think I'd be good at that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us any movie, Noah. Let's see if we can break down what the plot is.
Yeah, movie you think we haven't seen. Okay, I got one. Dog Day Afternoon.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Because I don't.
I know a very little bit about it, but I would like to think that it was just about a
Vietnam.
dog.
I'm going to say Vietnam.
I like to think of it as a dog who is alone in the house.
That's not true. You got to get this right.
In the afternoon.
That's a really cute comic strip.
It's such a cute comic strip.
I would love the Sunday comic Dog Day Afternoon. It's just a dog that gets left home.
But he has a gun.
No, he doesn't have to have a gun.
You always have a gun.
Oh, yeah. Well, he has PTSD. PTSD. He's Italian.
Okay, an Italian dog. Okay,
Italian
Dog Day
dog with
Afternoon. You break it down.
Honestly,
what do you
I think it is. I think that maybe who was in it? God, Dog Day. I don't know why I picked this one. I want to say
like
Robin
Pacino.
Williams, but it's not him because that was the one Good Morning Vietnam. But I think it's around that kind of
For some reason,
era.
I thought it was Born Again Vietnam.
No way.
In my mind, that's what I was thinking.
Born Again Vietnam.
Oh, you're. Do you want me to give you the summary?
Well, okay,
Okay,
let's just try to get.
Okay, Dog Day
I'm
Afternoon.
out of things for Dog
well,
Day
it's
Afternoon.
about. I know it's about war, so
Yeah,
I would assume.
I'm going to say Vietnam, but what war are you going to say?
I feel like a Dog Day Afternoon. It's towards the end of the war. They think they're getting out. Maybe like 3 of their friends have already been killed.
I'm going to say what date of this movie.
Oh, this is in the
77, I'm going to say.
This is World War One. Of
Oh,
course.
wait, Vietnam was 77. Shit. Okay, so I don't think it was like 81. I'm going to say Dog Day Afternoon. came out.
81. What war are we in 81?
I'm going to say the movie came out in 81.
Oh, okay.
But it's about Vietnam. It could be
Okay.
about any time.
It might be about Vietnam. So we're in Vietnam. There's 4 guys.
There's lots of mud splashing everywhere and like
There's
screaming.
rain coming up from the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was Forrest Gump. Now we're just describing Forrest Gump.
There's a shrimp
A guy
boat.
running for Alabama football.
Okay, what happens in Dog Day Afternoon and who is in it? Wait, can I guess that Richard Dreyfuss is in it?
Richard Gere.
Dreyfuss.
You're thinking maybe.
No, I'm thinking Dreyfuss, but I don't think he's in
Why
it.
does Dreyfuss? I always think of dandruff. I don't know why. Dry
Kinda sound-
flakes. I don't know.
Maybe that's
I just
it.
see a lot of dandruff on his shoulders. Richard Dandruff.
He
Okay,
was
what do you
not
know
in
about
that
Dog Day
movie.
Afternoon? Okay, who's in it?
Pacino?
Al Pacino. Yeah, Al Pacino.
Nice.
Andrew got that
Yes.
right.
I saw it last night.
Well, actually, you're both really, really far away from what the plot is. The movie
Okay.
is about an attempted robbery for the first Brooklyn Savings Bank, and it's based on a true story.
It's no war?
I could have swore it was a war too.
God damn
Dog
it.
Day
All right, let's do
Afternoon.
another one. Let's do another one. That was
Okay,
really fun.
I'll give you another. I'll give you
What
one.
about Fight Club?
Unless you have one, Noah.
Have you seen Fight Club?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although I
I
probably
don't know
could
that.
describe it less with that.
I
There's some
know.
movies I watch, I still couldn't describe it. I still never really understood it. It's like Memento. I tried to watch.
Oh yeah.
I got through like
My
3
friends
minutes.
were so into that in high school, and I just couldn't really.
was
Same
care.
with Fight Club. It was the same genre. It was
Kind of care.
to like that movie and
Yeah.
to like think it. Yeah.
What's a movie that I never saw? Something like Casablanca or something.
Oh,
but
I saw
did
Casablanca.
see that. Yeah. Fuck. What was one that I almost watched? The
What about
other day?
Apocalypse Now?
I kind of know that one.
Oh, you do.
It's a war.
All I know is like Redbud, or like there's like a sled that's called like Rosebud or something like that.
I might be thinking of a different.
And then there's a card that so there's a card game because I know when I met Charlie Sheen, he had a card from it. And
there were so many war
took
movies.
it out of a.
And it wasn't even that long after the war when you think about it. When they
Well,
came
they had
out.
a lot to process. Probs.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I guess Hurt Locker was kind of a.
So we went to go see Metric.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
at the
Let me guess.
Fillmore. Yeah. Guess what it was about. Guess what that concert was about.
Robin Williams. Born Again.
We went to the Fillmore. I went to the Fillmore to see Dave Chappelle by myself in 2003, and I cannot find any evidence of that concert online. It's so weird when you search something online that you know happened in the 2000s, and it was a huge event, and there's no evidence. If someone is a better internet sleuth than me, if you can find any
Was this before or
evidence
after
of Dave
he
Chappelle going to the Fillmore in 2003,
went crazy?
what do you mean?
Well, they claimed he went crazy when he went to Africa after his show.
This was before Chappelle's show. I
This
went to go
before
see him
Chappelle's
because I
show.
knew him from You've Got Mail. I didn't,
my God.
I decided I was going to try out stand-up. I signed up for that thing. I'd never done it before, but I was like, I got to go see stand-up. So I Googled stand-up shows, and then it was Dave Chappelle, and I IMDb'd him, and I was like, that's the funny guy from You've Got Mail, who I loved.
Was
in You've
Half
Got
Baked
Mail.
out yet? Maybe.
I had never seen it,
Okay.
but yes, it was.
Okay. So
And
so you see, You've Got Mail.
So I took a bus by myself from Boulder to Denver in the bitter cold to go see Dave Chappelle, and it was like a fever dream. And there's no evidence.
You went alone on a bus.
Yes, anorexic.
And how old are you at this time? You sophomore year, junior?
18.
18.
Yeah.
So this is like your first taste of stand-up. Is Dave Chappelle at the Filmore?
Yes, and it was not a stand-up. Like, it was. I remember walking in. I was probably one of the only white people there. I don't want to say only because I don't want. But I did that. I realized quickly, like, oh, this isn't. But I was already so adamant on, like, I'm going alone, so I had to overcome so much to even go alone. So by the time I got there and I was like out of place, I was just like, I didn't care at all. It was already like I'd already conquered the fear.
Yeah.
It's like going bungee jumping and then seeing an alligator on your way down there and going like, okay, I'm already got past my fear. Not that a room of black people's an alligator.
Hey, look, as a white person, Jewish person, it's cool.
But you know what I mean? Like, it could have been I could have gotten there and
No,
it
I
was
get
just-
it. They have like big
I just
teeth.
thought it was going to
Yeah,
be
yeah, and
sitting
they wanna bite you?
in seats watching a show, a stand-up comedian. It wasn't about there was a bunch of. It was all black people. It was just because it was like everyone was dancing. It was like a dance club.
Like alligators?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
And it was like, oh, I wrestled them alligators. No, I got there but everyone, I remember seeing on stage, he was, there were like women everyone was on stage. It was like a DJ. I mean, it was like a Dave Chappelle block party, but it was like before he was doing those. I couldn't even believe it. So it was not a classical stand-up show.
And what was your feeling seeing it? Did it make you
walked
want to
in,
do
it
it
was
more?
standing room only. No, I just remember being entertained, but I just was like, I know this isn't what I am watching online when I type in stand up. Like, this is different. But it was so fun because this group of friends was like, saw me alone and they like were like, come join us. And so I got to hang out with this whole group that noticed that I was awkwardly by myself, and it was so nice. But I don't remember anything from the show. All I can remember is seeing people dancing on stage. It's like a fever dream. I can't believe I don't remember any comedy happening, anything.
Sometimes I feel like we add like things, like it was like, you know what I mean? Like, and there was a
I'm
dancer, there was an elephant.
And then I can't find it online, and I'm like, did this happen?
Yeah.
But it did. Even Kat remembers me going by myself to it. So anyway.
So you went to Metric, the Fillmore. When you walk in, do you get nostalgia at all? Like,
yeah, I was like, okay, this is the space I saw him for sure. Like that, I recognize the whole area. I was so shocked though. That place holds 3,900 people, and I'm like, Dave Chappelle was selling out 3,900 seats before Chappelle show.
yeah.
God damn it! In Denver,
Maybe
it's
he
not
had
like,
one special on HBO at that time.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. I don't
what
know,
was it?
but it was just.
Yeah.
I mean, this was
Still.
so long ago. I was just like, damn. But the venue's amazing. Noah, what did you think? I thought that was such a cool space.
So I had such a great time, and we were standing in the GA section. And at first, when I was walking in, because we got there like right as Metric was about to go on stage, I had this feeling like, oh man, we're gonna have to like push through the crowd, and it's gonna like, I associate it with a metal show where people like go crazy, but the audience was so tame. Everyone like kind of had their own space, and they just danced and stuff, and it was a really great production.
To mosh. Was Noah moshing?
No,
I
Noah
wasn't.
behaved herself. You're right, Noah. Like, I was totally fine because I didn't care about getting up close. I had given up that dream of, there's a part of me that was like, it would have been really cool to be up close because everyone was so respectful and gave everyone their space. But like, Kat does not care about like weaving her way through to like, and it was like three girls weaving their way through. When I'm at a concert and I see people like get in front of me, acting like they have somewhere to go, like it's like I can understand one person because I go, oh, that person went to the bathroom, they're finding their friends again. But when it's three girls just being like, we want to be closer, and just like I told Noah and Kat, I go, I can't weave. Leave me back here. You guys go, and then I will come singularly like I'm a girl trying to get back to her seat. But I am not going to be a part of this. Because then it makes girls look bad. It makes us look like twats. It represents millennial women like we're twats who are just like, I deserve to be up here. But like,
It was like a conga line. We were like doing a conga line.
No, I have trouble with a weave. I have trouble like tapping a shoulder, going, no. And then they look at you like, no, I'm going up there. And they're like, why are you going up there? Like, they give you a look like, why do you deserve it? And it's like, I don't deserve it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I instantly just want to
Well,
be.
get there earlier if you want to
Yeah.
be up close. You
Also,
can't get
I don't want
to
to
be up
be
there.
I don't want to be on a front row of a show. I mean, maybe that
We
kind
weren't
of
even
show.
close to that. I mean, this
Yeah.
was going like even 3/4
great
of the
spot.
way up. Like, no,
Yeah.
a quarter of the way up. It was a great spot, but it was just like, I have, and my friend Kat is not a rude person. Let me just say that. She's not someone who's like, thinks she deserves things. She's just as insecure as all of us. But there was something about that I was like, I don't have that chip in me that can.
But you need a leader like that.
But if, let's say I have VIP tickets, I am getting through. If I have somewhere to be and I have a right to be there, and that's the only way to get through, fine. But like, if I'm just
That's what
like
your
late to the
ticket
show
is.
and I want to be up close, that's not okay.
One of my favorite things is my little brother was like dating an understudy of a Broadway play person, and me and my mom went to the show. And we went to go backstage because, like, she was letting us back, and the guy with the red whatever robe was like, "Oh, excuse me," and my mom was like, "Where would the Like, she said it in a way where it's like, "Look," and I was like, part of me was like, "God, mom," but the other part was like, so happy to see her take initiative like that. But it was just like,
But also, like, no one's impressed you with the understudy. The understudy's embarrassed that she's an understudy. No. That'd
be a scary thing to be an understudy on a Broadway show. I feel like
No,
you
it would
always
be
gotta be
great.
ready.
No, I think it would be great because that's a big deal. I don't think it's embarrassing at all or nerve wracking. I really don't. I think it's like a big deal. But you know what's the worst part of it is when people go and you're the understudy for the role of the person who's a famous person in the play. Boy,
That's what it was.
people are full of disappointment when you walk out there instead of
I forgot what her name was.
Leah
like
Michelle.
Meister.
Leighton Meester.
Yeah.
She was understudy for Leighton Meester.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's
Yeah, that was
tough.
during Gossip Girl time too, I bet. And people were
Like
like,
right after.
yeah,
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah. Yeah. If they come and that's like, yeah, that's the
So
person they
she
want
was
to
meeting
see.
Leister.
Yeah, she was meeting Leister. My mom.
Do you remember the play?
There was a guy back there. I think he's the Australian
Dog
guy.
Day After You?
He's in all the funny. He's the big guy. He's in all the funny movies. You would know him.
He's Australian. He's
Yeah.
big. He's in all the funny movies.
Yeah, and I think you would find him attractive.
What? I don't know who this is. We'll look it up on the break. No, we won't. We'll be right back with more after this. Andrew!
Coming down sideways.
And we're back. So the play was Of Mice and Men
Yeah.
with Leighton Meester. And then also, and the understudy. But Andrew never saw Leighton Meester. And then Chris O'Dowd,
Yes.
who is in Bridesmaids, and he's not Australian. I think he's British. He played Lenny, who squeezes the mouse too hard.
Chris O'Dowd sounds like he has a big penis, like endowed, like it just has a name. I think big cock.
Would you be happy with that last name, the way you are?
No,
or would you
because
feel like your dick would be the understudy that the people would be disappointed to see once they came to the show?
Like, is O'Dowd here?
And your mom's like, you respect his
Let
little
me in his
penis."
pants. Let me in the pants. Let me in the pants.
So we went to the show. It was so good.
No headphones.
I had headphones. Noah, did you have headphones?
Oh, because it was too loud?
Earplugs. No,
Really?
Nikki had earplugs to protect her ears.
Plugs. That's what I meant to say. Yes, earplugs for sure. If you're good, don't be care.
Don't be cuh. Earplugs aren't cuh. They're not
Earplugs.
cuh, but they're not.
Well, no, earplugs aren't cuh. They're protecting your ears. If you're like, oh, earplugs are lame, you're cuh. Your hearing
You're gonna
is
be
going
deaf.
to be destroyed. Everyone on stage, all the musicians you respect, they're wearing earplugs. They're wearing protection.
Where do you get these plugs?
Kat had some. Her husband bought because they go to shows all the time. So her
Oh.
husband bought her a nice pair for her birthday, and she gave them to me because I forgot to give them back to her. So she said, "You can keep them." Thanks, Kat. I appreciate it. I also you don't want those back. My ears are foul.
What
I
did
have
you call
so
them one
much,
time? Rigatoni? Or what's in there?
Yeah, it looks like you stuck a Q-tip in a baked ziti.
A big ziti.
I have orange in my ears all the time. It's nuts. So anyway, I had earplugs in, but the show was, and I've been to a lot of shows recently. I've loved all the shows I've been to. Dave was incredible. Wilco. I will say in terms of Dave and Wilco, they played all my favorite songs. So it's like, oh my God. And that's like my favorite shows. But this there's something about the pace of the show was amazing. She didn't talk a lot, which I wouldn't have mind. Like I kind of like when people talk sometimes. But it was just she's bouncing around the whole time. She's having so much fun. And then the LED screen behind her,
LED was so cool.
Whoever did the screens for Metric, you don't get enough credit. Shout out to you. Amazing lighting, amazing sound.
Yep.
The sound and lighting for that show was, I'm not usually someone who's like, wow, the lighting and sound, like I'm not trying to be It was just, I was thinking I would have loved to go to the show if I were deaf. Deaf people, take your deaf friends to go see Metric because it's incredible. And I just, at one point I was like feeling the bass, like what would this feel like if I were blind and deaf? Like I was trying to experience it. And I was like, this would be an awesome show.
Your dog would be like, I need earplugs.
Yesterday, I went to a metal show here in Tucson, and I realized
Sex
there was
Prisoner?
Wow.
Yes.
No, I saw
that was one of the
her.
bands.
She put up her stories and like the name of the different songs, and one was Sex Prisoner.
Yeah, it was Wormhaven, Exul, Sex Prisoner, and Gate Creeper. That's the show I went to.
These just sound like made up. Okay, so you went to go see them, and
Sounds
And
like you were at
there
a
was-
haunted house.
It was haunted for sure. There was a blind person there, and I was just like thinking, like, wow, I wonder what his experience is. And they had a handicap section, so he went over there and he was standing over there, but it was like right by the wall of amplifiers, and I'm just like, I was just wondering, like, what that experience would have been for him.
yeah, going to. I mean,
talk to him.
Yeah, maybe you should talk to him. He wasn't dumb. Oh, no one learned the word dumb this weekend.
What do you mean?
When someone is, because we asked Kat where she got her cat. She has a cat named Bucky, and she goes, I got him from the Dumb Friends League. They call it the Dumb Friends League because it's animals are dumb. They can't talk. Dumb meaning can't talk.
I
Did
didn't
you
know
know
that
dumb
either.
meant can't talk?
No.
How do people not know this?
I didn't know that.
So
either. A
when
lot
you
of
heard that song, that deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pin.
Oh.
It means he's
Pinball.
deaf, he can't talk, and he's blind.
Oh,
Dumb means
man.
can't talk. And I love that they call the animal place that because that is the difference. Like that's why we eat animals is because they're dumb. They can't talk. If they could talk, we would never eat them.
Yeah.
And it's an important distinction to make. But yeah, I was dumb for 3 weeks. And
then you got vocal surgery. Hey, yo. Hey. Hey.
oh man, what are you talking about, Columbine? Stop.
I also liked, there was another highlight for me among many things from the weekend. After the concert, we didn't have like one group picture together. So we thought, all right, well, after the show, we'll go outside and we'll take a photo. And this is like why I love Nikki. So she gets her phone ready, and then there's just like a group of guys that walk by, and she's like, excuse me, can you take our picture? And of course they're like, yeah, of course we will. And she's just like directing them so that we would get the perfect picture.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of
why
a
is that
crowded
funny?
street. She's
Well, it's
like,
funny
oh,
to ask
make sure you get this
someone
lighting.
to stop
It's really
and
good.
do it, and then give them directions.
Well, it's just like because we were at a certain location. It wasn't like I went go across the street and turn this way. It was literally where they were standing. They just had to turn their back because people. If you're taking just out there for the layman, if you want to take a good photo. You see where the light's coming, right? Like if there's a big TV screen, use that TV screen light to have someone stand against the TV and shoot towards you. So we were in front of the Filmore. Most people would probably get a picture in front of the Filmore to be like, we were here. But there's
Yes.
this huge LED sign being like Metric tonight, and it's all white and like light blue colors. And we would have been backlit. We would have looked like shadows in front of this thing. So I was like, let's use that. It's like a ring light. And so I had the guy stand against that and shoot us that
so how
way.
did they know you were at the Filmore?
Who cares?
Well, no, but
did
then
a
it's just a
geotag.
normal picture. The whole
we
point is
just
that
feel-
you're in front of the Fillmore.
Well, we know. We know.
We just wanted a
That's
photo
true.
together.
Would you rather have a photo that shows your faces or one that shows the location?
I think shittier photo showing location for me.
Really?
Yeah, because it's more of a memory. If not, I got to go, what the hell was it? Oh, this is...
I don't think I'll ever forget that that's where that was. Though
Yeah.
it's like a busy street. It's with the two
Yeah.
people I went to the Fillmore with. Like I wasn't in.
But that's like taking
I
a
guess I
photo
wasn't
in front of
interested in
like.
showing off that I was there. I took pictures.
But if you went to
and
the Eiffel Tower and the lights were coming off the Eiffel Tower, and you're like, you know what? Let me get the lights from the Eiffel Tower to face my face.
Well, I'm just saying it was I think our goal wasn't to get a picture of the Fillmore. It was to get a picture of us three
Well, then if
dressed
that's
up
the
looking
goal,
cute.
if that's the goal, then
Yeah.
yeah, that's a different goal.
But we got a picture, and then
We had our whole like purse
Did you think about
controversy.
writing Metric because she did your song for?
Oh,
I
well,
did
she-
think about it. Well, this is the thing. My dad, I told him last week, I'm like, we're going to Metric, and he goes, and I was like, oh yeah, I bought their song to use on
Yeah.
my special. It was $30,000 to use, which money well spent. But and he was like, you should write them. They'll give you free tickets. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What am I? How am I? Let me just see how that's going to
I
go. So
should've
I write
written
them.
to them.
I DM them, and I say, hi, I spent $30,000 using your song. Will you give me free ticket? Like, how do I ask for free tickets? I'm obviously someone who can afford to buy tickets.
I don't know about if it's about the free tickets.
I just say,
think,
I'm going to go see your show.
Yeah, be like, I can't wait to see your show. I'm going to be
That's
in
such
Denver.
a surreptitious way of being like, give me free
First of
tickets.
No, I wouldn't ask
Wait,
for free
hold
tickets.
on.
I think.
Hold on.
Yeah.
First of all, Kat bought us the tickets.
Right.
As, like a girls'
She did.
weekend treatment. Like
Yes.
Okay, so you could have been, like you could have DM'd them, hey, I'm excited, I'm coming to Denver to see you, which we could have gotten backstage and met them because after the show, when Nikki tagged them on Instagram, they had sent her a message and said, oh, next time let us know that you're coming to our show. We would love to meet Nikki. The band would love to meet Nikki.
Yeah.
I get the feeling of not wanting to like ask for
I know
something.
how people do it with me, where I go, just ask me for tickets. Like because they do the thing of like, we want to come see you. And I have to go, I'll get you comps. And
Yeah.
it's just like, there are times where, Metric did not need my ticket sales. They did very well. But I'm someone who's not like, is new to me doing theaters of this size. And when people write me that I know can afford tickets,
Yeah.
and they're kind of just like, hey, we're coming to see you. I just want them to buy the ticket and then tell me.
Of course.
Which is exactly what we would have done in this scenario. But when I just don't like lying. And so if I'm like looking to get tickets, but I'm doing it in like a passive way.
You're looking to get
Just kinda-
backstage potentially.
But I'm glad we didn't go backstage. I would have been stressed out about what I was wearing. I didn't bring cute enough clothes. I
Yeah.
don't want to bug them. I'm sure they do meet and greets and it would have been fine and it would have been great. I was almost glad not to meet them because I got to just have I didn't have to be nervous the whole time being like, oh my God, I have to like see this person who
And have
just
a conversation with
had
a
the best
stranger.
show ever
Yeah.
and communicate how I feel about it. Not that I don't love meet and greets and all
true.
of these things, but it was just, and I look forward to meeting them at some point because after seeing her show their show 2 nights ago, I went on like a crazy binge yesterday of like
Nice.
reading everything about their songwriting process and their production and how they got together. And so now I feel like I just know them so much more after seeing them because I was blown away. If they're coming to Boston, I don't know why I'm promoting their dates. I'm also coming to a lot of places. You should go see me. Please God, my ticket sales I have not promoted my shows at all. So if you are anywhere in Iowa or where else am I going? Memphis, Thousand Oaks, California, another place in California. Just look at my tour dates. If you have money to spare, please come see me. It's going to be an amazing show. And I have not promoted my show at all. I'm so bad at promotion. So I have to say that on here, but also go see Metric because it was such a good show. It was so good. Noah, what did you think as someone who'd never really heard of them until?
Loved it. I thought their set was very thoughtful, and it seemed like every like 4 or so songs we were going into like a different phase. And I
Yes.
loved how in the middle of the set, the guitar player and the singer, her name is Emily, right?
Yeah, Emily Hayes.
They did an acoustic song of Combat Baby. Is that what it's called?
Baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Combat
And I
Baby.
thought it was so good. It was just like a nice
so
little
good.
break.
Oh, I love
and then
an
they got back
acoustic.
into it. It was great.
And there was ones I haven't really gotten into their new album. Do you ever have it where you hear a song for the first time and you just know it's about to be your favorite song?
Yeah,
that it's
within
going to
seconds.
you're like, it's almost love at first sight where you're like, I'm about to get sucked into a vortex of only hearing this song for the next 4 weeks. This is all I'm going to listen to. And then after that, I'm going to burn out and not be able to really hear it as much with the same. Like,
And
I
then,
hate
like,
when that
6
happens
years
with
later,
songs.
yeah, it sucks.
And then 2 years later, you'll have a little bit of a renaissance, and then 2 years after that, you'll have, and then 6 years after that, you'll have an even bigger one. Like the rest of your life, it is almost like running into a lover in public, where you're like, you'll hear it and go like, and like your
Sorry, I
body
left
will
you.
fill with chills and like,
I ghosted you song.
There's such a
Yeah.
dopamine hit from a song you love. The song that I'm obsessed with right now it's called Formentera.
Oh,
That's I think.
I think
Oh
that's
my
cheese in Italian.
god! Yeah, I did type in Formenta yesterday, and they were like nothing to be found. But Formentera is like my new favorite.
Is it
song.
off their new album?
Yeah, it's I just as soon as she started playing it and like I guess by the time the first chorus hit, I had Googled the lyric I heard to be like, what is this song? And added it to my Spotify immediately.
Was it the acoustic one?
No,
Oh.
it was the real version. It
I
was
love
so
an
good.
acoustic after a bunch of electric, and then it's just like them with just a
Yes.
guitar.
Her voice is so
Just
good.
becomes so personal.
Yes.
And I wonder if it would stand out if they did all acoustic. I feel like because they go from
Yeah, you need variety. You need peaks
Yeah.
and valleys
Yeah.
for sure. So it was really good. You went to a concert this weekend, right?
went to Jake Owen, who's from my hometown in Vero Beach, Florida, and he came through St. Louis. He played at the Family Arena, which
That
is out in
is-
St. Charles.
The Riverport. No, that's not Riverport. Sorry. Okay, the Family Arena. I've never been there, but I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, I don't know who plays there. I mean, it's
I think
a
a
big
lot of people
arena.
do. I think Kelly Clarkson went there once.
Oh,
So
I mean,
think
like
it's-
who, like sports team. I think like a soccer team, like a
Okay.
arena soccer. I mean, it's like an arena out of nowhere, just and yeah. I mean, I love him as like a performer. He was Jake, like he moved to Nashville from like Florida. He went to Florida State. He broke his collarbone, moved to Nashville, opened up a bank account, and had a record deal within like a month when we were like all like in our 20s.
What do you mean? What's the bank account part?
Because so he opens up a bank account.
He wasn't
gives
old
the
enough.
Were you
woman-
confused by that too, Noah?
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to go.
He gets
quick.
a library card and then he has a book. He has a library book deal, or he gets. Like it's like, what does that have to do with anything? I don't understand.
Did you mean like money in the bank account?
I don't.
Like he had some
Andrew's stories
substantial
are
cash?
just cryptic. He lives little crumbs. and you
No,
have to
because
go,
I
what?
feel like I always have to rush him. Okay, I'll.
Why?
I'm not
So-
holding up the break sign.
Yeah, there's nothing. Not that you would acknowledge that.
First of all,
He's a deaf, dumb, and blind kid. You guys.
he's Deaf, Dumb, and Blind Kid. Next thing you know, it's his third album came out
Okay.
with Kenny Chesney.
Okay, so he gets a Quiznos frequent shopper card.
This is
He signs up for Southwest Rapids
This
Rewards.
is the point of the story. He fills his car up with gas.
Okay,
Quart
yeah,
of a tank
yeah.
with 87,
He gets
and next
in.
thing you know, he's running for president.
Okay, so he gets a bank account and then
So Obama went to Harvard. He became president. Okay,
Right.
so the person he opened the bank account with, he gave them his CD, and
Okay.
that person knew one record executive.
wait, you thought that we would get from the
I don't know. I was
Andrew.
in a trance.
what is going on?
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. This is what happened. Okay,
Wait, you thought
I'll
the
tell you what
listeners-
happened.
Maybe
I'll tell
I
you what
might know
happened.
this story, but you think I didn't even know that, but the listener
For
is
layman
gonna.
dumb terms, I'll tell you
For
what happened.
layman, there's no one here. Everyone's a layman besides the
Who's
insiders
layman?
of the story.
Okay,
The story.
This is the reason why. I don't know why I was telling his origin story, and when I got caught in the origin story, I wanted to
abandoned
get
it.
out of it. But the only way to get out of it was to get him to be a superstar as quick as possible. Because the origin story had nothing to do with the fucking concert. That's what
That
happened.
is so funny.
I got stuck in an origin.
He gets a bank account. He started a bank account. He got a record deal.
He was born in Vero Beach in a riverboat in 1984. He grew up in the mangroves.
my
None
God.
of this is pertinent.
Okay, that is so funny.
I don't know why. So
All right,
anyways, it was
so-
a good show.
He gave his mixtape to the guy at the bank, and then the bank had some connections, and then
Yeah.
it led to a record deal. That's
Yes,
cool.
So within like 6 months, he was opening for Kenny Chesney. So like he's been famous in our hometown for like 20 years now.
Right,
I mean, it's
he's
kind of
the
crazy.
guy that made good.
Yeah, he made good. And we were kind of close. He has a twin brother who like sells insurance who I was closer with.
What's his origin story?
That's pretty much the whole thing. He opened up a bank account and then just stayed in Vero Beach.
Yeah.
So Jake was nice enough to get me and Brenna tickets. We were third row, like
There
right
you
in
go.
center stage.
How did that come to be? Did you reach out to him? Let's get the tips.
Yeah,
going.
no, I
he
had
texted
Kat
him.
bought the tickets, and then I reached out to him.
Yeah, did you say, how did you do it in a passive way? Because you didn't say, can I get free tickets, right?
No, of course not.
Exactly.
I said, Jake, I go, look,
I can't
man,
wait to see you.
I've known you.
you're coming
I've known you since the bank account days.
since before you opened that bank account.
Yeah, I known you before when you were just making cash on a stool in
when it was all
Riverside
under the
Cafe.
table.
Yeah. No, I said I
want to hear. Can we
I
see
said
the
I
text?
would like to see you perform.
Wait, let's just see the text.
No,
Can you pull it up?
you're gonna make fun of it because I was passive.
Yes,
but I don't.
This is what I'm talking about. That's what I hate doing. I just want to like say.
You've done stuff like this before.
I swear to God, I have. Oh, this is what I always say. I go, hey, I'm.
doesn't do it.
I really don't do that. I
Nikki
always buy
doesn't do it.
tickets. I can't.
I would have
Nikki
bought
couldn't
tickets.
even walk
I really would have.
past 3 rows of people to get to a better vantage point to see metric. Like
It's not because I'm like a good person. It's just like I just.
Also, I know
You don't wanna
Jake, like we
inconvenience
are like
people.
I'm kind of like down,
but
but
then
we
why
are
can't
friends.
you just say, "Can I get free tickets?" Is my question.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Why
think the
can't-
idea.
why do
I
we
can't,
have
I
to,
think
like-
it's hard for people to write free. I think it's just
so do you
hard.
say,
I
can
don't
you
know
hook
why.
it
You know
up?
what?
Like-
For Tom, when I asked him, I go, I'd love to see you, and that was just like, I'm gonna come see you, and I said, I know that we get comps, so I think I wrote, do you have any comps? If not, I'm totally fine paying. That's what I wrote, I think, which was true. So I did ask for comps.
Yeah.
But I asked for them. I didn't go like,
No,
hey, see you're coming
for
to town.
me, it's like tougher to ask that for some reason.
Well,
I
that's
don't
what I'm
know
saying.
why.
It's not easy
Yeah.
to ask for what you actually want, but it's not the passive way. But I get it. I get why. I mean, literally everyone who asks me for tickets, and you can continue to do this, they go, I'd love to, we're going to come see you. What time is the show? And that's kind of the way they do it, where it's like, don't buy tickets. I got you. But even though you could afford it, and I do need those ticket sales, and it would matter to me, just I'll get you in.
Oh, so I said, and I guess this does come passive aggressive, but here's the thing.
Not aggressive.
Or passive. So I said, remember to bang. No, I go, should I come to the show tomorrow night? And he goes, how far is it from you? I go, 30 minutes. He goes, come on, bro. I go, me and my girl will come. Should we hang
My
with
girl, you're talking like country.
Yeah.
Oh, Jake,
My
do you
girl.
understand what I'm talking about when I say I'll bring my girl?
Me and my lady are coming down horseback style. We'll leave now.
My girl.
I reckon we'll get there yonder.
That's cute.
Yeah, so 6 weeks later, we got there. Should we hang with you backstage or buy tickets and maybe hang after? I got you covered. I'll hit you tomorrow. Sounds good. See you soon.
Okay, so you did offer to buy tickets.
I did offer
Same
to buy
thing.
tickets.
Okay, so you did pretty much the same thing. Will you get me backstage or should I buy tickets?
Yeah.
How pissed would you have been if you had to buy tickets?
Honestly, I wouldn't have been angry. I did want to hang with him.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I
So
mean, I'm
you got
friends
to
with
hang.
him. So we did get to hang. So there was a really funny moment at the concert, though. So you're going to call this cuh, I think. But I wanted to get ahead of
Do
it
it,
before.
Andrew.
So
What is it?
So I don't do anything. So he throws Bud Lights into the crowd.
That's dangerous.
Is it a
That's
can
gonna
or
be
is
a
it in a
lawsuit.
cup?
You're 9 steps. You're 9 bank accounts
I
ahead of
think
me.
that is very dangerous.
So he's throwing them though, like
beer, like cans or
Cans.
okay,
yeah,
Alright.
bottles, broken bottles.
underhand.
Underhand,
How
right?
far?
So this is the
Did someone get hurt?
sorry. He's throwing them, but like second row. He threw one at me, and the guy next to me caught it. I got hit with an ear. I got 2 picks from. Got hit in the ear with a pick that he threw out. That was pretty cool.
Cool.
But anyways, he's throwing Bud Lights in the crowd, and you see him throw 1 like 2 feet. For next thing you know, he throws like 5 or 6, and you see him getting a little bit more like, hey, yeah,
Brazen.
let's get a little bit farther.
Yeah.
And I could see it in his eyes of getting too confident with throwing them, people catching them, being like, yeah. And then he like literally points like to the balcony. I mean, it's so far. Like I'm talking like 200 feet. Like, and he just goes, yeah, bro, you. And the guy's like, yeah. And he goes, whew, and it seemed like forever. And it hit a woman
That's what I'm saying.
on the head.
Yeah.
Who looked like she was already confused of why she was there before she got hit.
Oh, no.
And
Someone's girl.
he goes like this. He goes, oh, but he's in the middle of a song, so you can't
no.
it was like a Travis Scott situation. So he's like, and then I'm just watching this woman the whole time for the next like 3 songs, because she's just like despondent. Like I can't
you can
believe.
see her?
Yeah, I could see her from stage.
So you're turning around and looking at her?
Like she can't see that I'm looking at her, but she was.
Andrew, we know, would just be like,
oh, I go, you.
Andrew has no, what's the thing where you go?
Brain?
No, where you like
Awareness?
kind of. No. Like
I'm getting better because you've told me many times I don't.
Like, the classic thing of like you kick him under the table and he goes, "Why are you kicking me?" Or like if there's someone
that
with a
was the
facial
best.
disfigurement, he'll go like, "Look over there, look, do you see?" And I'm like, we all see the person.
Oh, that was the girl in the wheelchair the other day.
Yes. What? Really?
The person that got on their knee, and that we were laughing at the guy on his knee, but it looked like we were just laughing at someone in a wheelchair.
Yes. But like I could just see. If something happened, Andrew just turning around like you're not good at peripheral vision.
Dude, I just kept looking at her because I felt bad for her. I really did feel bad for her, and she looked so despondent
and embarrassed. Probably
like this,
it's so
just like this.
embarrassing to
Like,
get.
did I just get? She was so far
you can
away.
Get concussed.
Oh my god, so
That's
concussed.
what I'm saying. How did I predict that? It's dangerous.
I mean, so I see her though. Like 3 songs after that, she starts singing again. I was like, okay, either she's really fucked up.
oh my god, you were really worried about this woman.
I was just so intrigued because not every day you get hit with a beer. So then, Jake gets a tattoo earlier in the day, and he goes, I've just been a little down, and I just felt like getting a tattoo of this like drawing that like these guys did for him, and he's like, does anyone in the crowd want to get a tattoo? And this drunk woman goes, I'll get one.
Beerhead?
Not
No,
Beerhead,
okay.
but a different woman. Actually, like 7 people raised their hands.
Of course, people love free tattoos, especially at a Jake Owen.
No, they offered to
don't-
buy it. No. He's like, so this woman, they put out the tape on stage, and he's just singing a song, and she's just like getting a tattoo
I
on
bet
stage.
you hundreds of people at that show would have done that.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, once you start getting tattoos, you don't care about adding. Like Ian gets them.
That is true. I don't know if this one.
just
I don't know if
any
this woman's
Wednesday.
had any tattoos.
Oh,
But next
really?
thing you know, this woman's
You
getting.
should have gotten one.
I know. I thought about it, but so then it was pretty funny though. Like I made it stupid, but the 2 people got tattooed that night. The Bud Light girl and the girl. Like, who do you think woke up more upset? Like the girl that got
Yeah, that girl that had an imprint of a can ring on her forehead for the rest of her
girl
life.
with the tattoo on her.
It's so embarrassing to get hit in the
Oh my
face by
God.
anything when you don't see it coming.
I
That's
told
why I
him-
hate when boys are playing ball or catch or any kind of sport near me.
I told him if he got sued for like Florida man country singer gets
Yes.
sued for throwing Bud Light and crap.
I'm surprised more people don't get hurt at shows, and then maybe the venue pays for it because
Oh, what? Oh, if
people
some-
get hurt at shows, bounce at like mosh pits.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
like
Oh,
things
yeah.
there's just no way. And so who's paying for that? I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, it was. I could see her.
I mean, did anyone see the Woodstock documentary?
Not yet.
Like Fred Durst has some.
What did he throw?
He's the one that like kind of got them to be like break shit, fuck shit up, and like they were already
that's in
so
the
mad,
lyrics.
and then he was just like he got them to just go next level and start tearing them. He played a song that was called like break shit,
Break
or
Yeah.
something,
stuff.
or
It's
burn,
called- yeah.
break stuff, and and so people just started.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song.
And they started like surfing on all the, big pieces of plywood they were pulling off the sound.
Have you ever seen Akon throw
Board.
a person into the crowd? Someone like
No.
threw something at him on stage, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool, man. Come up on stage. You can hang out."
And then he threw him.
And then he
I'll
and it
show
landed
you
on
what
the
it's like.
lady.
And the lady, she's like, again, I can't go to any genre of concert.
Mister.
Missed it.
So then we go backstage, which was really cool, but like people were getting tattooed like left and right because they're tattoo artists.
Did
So
you think
everyone's
about it?
Nah, I wasn't feeling.
Yeah, it wasn't the vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't the vibe, but it was a really fun night, and I don't know. It's different. Music is like, it's so weird that comedy, you just need a microphone. They need
I know.
so much shit.
I know.
So many people
I look
are
around
backstage.
and I go, I know they're making a lot of money, but man, they're
It is
spending
getting
a lot of money.
cut up, boy.
Oh boy. There's like 40 people just working backstage, manning different stuff. And then also your band, which you got to pay pretty handsomely.
Yeah,
and then
that's why when people start, like, why did they go solo?
Yeah.
Why did Rob Thomas leave Matchbox 20?
And so much of their sales is merch. That is, artists depend on merch so much. Speaking of new merch on my tour, it's gonna be dope. I worked very hard to make it.
Wait, you're
as cool as
renaming?
possible.
You renamed the tour too, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's called the Good Girl Tour.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I wanted to name it the name of my special, but then my agent said people would think it was the same material from the special, and I'm like, isn't that so funny? Like, if I know it's been noted before, but musicians, if you play new music, everyone hates you. But if you're a comedian and you do anything, you can only do new stuff. And if you do anything that is recognizable, people have a right to just dismiss you as
so weird,
just taking our money. Like, we already saw this, but it does make sense because comedy. Laughter is a response to being scared or surprised. That's why a lot of times people, after they're scared, they laugh. It's a very common response to being scared is to have people giggle. You do it sometimes when you're nervous. You laugh.
But do you think?
So comedy is like, you think this joke is going this way, and I'm going to say this way, and then you laugh. So it's about surprise. So if you hear something you already know,
but
it's not
part
as
of
funny.
me thinks like. I've heard the same story more than once. Like George Carlin started that thing, like a new special every 2 hours, and then Louis said it.
I know but the thing is, even if you think it's just as good, it's not as good as the first time you heard it.
Yeah. I saw Mitch Hedberg, though, and like he was a one-liner guy, so obviously, and then what happens is people start fucking literally saying his punchlines.
Yeah. Ugh. But you know what is just as close to as good as the first time you heard it is the first time your friend who you know will appreciate the joke hears it. You know, it's like showing someone a YouTube video. I right now, we have to go to break, am so obsessed with a video. I cannot stop watching it. I watched it on the plane yesterday on repeat for an hour. It is that guy Eggs Tyrone who he takes people like different dancing clips and then puts different music to it. So these people look like they're dancing to different songs.
Right now.
It's so good. Eggs Tyrone, spelled exactly like you think it is. And they did this. He took this one from Diddy and his sons dancing. Diddy is dressed up like Pennywise from It. Oh. And then his sons are dancing around him. And the dancing is just phenomenal. It's so interesting. But they were dancing to just a rap song. But then he took that music out and put in Modest Mouse. I crashed my car into a cop car the other day. It's on my story. I'm going to put it on my story every single day until I stop being obsessed with it because I need to know. I've never liked a video this much in my life. I can't stop watching it. It makes me happy. It soothes me. It is like I feel, you know how sometimes special needs people like watch the same video, or children just want the same thing over and over and over. Beauty and the Beast. Like I've never been this obsessed with something. I mean, granted, it's a 45-second video, but I'm watching it on repeat. Yeah. And just the way the dancing is, it's something about, it's the thing in the world that has hit me the most in like a place of like, this is everything I've ever wanted. The world is okay.
I like the idea of
calming.
Because I see those kind of videos and they'll play like yakety sax or whatever, like over like something that's really cool. But I like that Modest Mouth.
Can I play it for you to see if you're entranced by it as me?
I'm sure I will be. But I like that the song still has somewhat of rhythm. It's still kind of cool.
The song is so cool.
So it's not like completely making a joke out of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I would think that song was cool before smartphones. So a lot of people are being introduced to the song for the first time. Okay, so it's the middle one on the top.
I love the idea that Modest Mouth like becomes...
It's the middle one on the top. Let's see if Andrew enjoys it as much as I do.
Like they'll get a hit one morning, they'll be like, why do I have 90 million?
Oh,
yeah.
It's just Diddy and his sons walking
Makes
down a
me really
hallway.
happy.
But watch how good. I crashed my car into a cop car the other
I thought you would
day.
be afraid of the clown.
No, it makes me happy. The clown is so cute. It makes Pennywise like. Yesterday I walked past a sewer and I was like, "Where are you? Come out and dance!" I
Where are
swear
you,
to God,
Diddy?
it was a little chipmunk came out of the sewer instead. It scared me because I really was looking for Pennywise.
I do love this, and I love that it's like...
Wait, you didn't get to the end.
Oh, sorry.
It's
I thought
so
I didn't.
good.
Again, he went to the bank account.
No, don't worry about it now. But you gotta watch it all later. It's so good because because then it goes, and then we all float on, okay. And he changes the rhythm. Then like there's something so soothing about dancing that goes exactly to the song that I really like. Who knew that I was into dancing so much? I'm obsessed.
I saw
Obsessed.
this TikTok where they do. Oh, we gotta go to break. I could feel it.
We'll be back right after this with Top 1 Bottom 1 on Nikki Glaser Podcast.
And the TikTok video thing.
All right, we're back. I crashed my car into a cop. And I will say on that video, that Eggs Tyrone guy, he doesn't only put in the music. What's brilliant about that guy is that he makes the music almost sound like it's coming from that event. So he won't. Yes. It's not played over it. So he puts in little claps in the song to match the claps of the dancers. So it makes it sound like that's the song that was playing in that hallway. And he, distorts the sound so that it sounds like it was in that hallway too, which you don't realize.
No, you love the
affects something
specifics
so
of
much.
that stuff. Yeah.
Like affects a video was like. There was another video yesterday that I went down a fucking wormhole yesterday. I don't even want to talk about it. I found someone that I've never been more jealous of in my life, whose life I just I can't. I wrote Anya and I was like, do you know who this girl is? And she was like, don't do this to yourself, Nikki. She's perfect. I'm not even going to say who it is because I don't. She is funny. She's gorgeous. Has perfect style, a perfect home, a perfect dog, a perfect boyfriend, a perfect amount of she's does her own products. She and her husband collaborate perfectly on it. It is so triggering. I could not. I was in bed watching her and it was like cutting myself. I couldn't stop. I was trying to find anything about this woman's life that was tragic, that maybe spoke to a deep pain. Anya was like, I think her parents are divorced. And I was like, okay, we got something. There's nothing. There is nothing. Her life is perfect. And Anya usually when I present her with someone, she goes, Nikki, you don't understand. That girl probably has this. She probably doesn't eat that much. And but this girl, we both concluded, literally has a perfect life. And Anya was like, I can't go down that. Don't send me down that hole again.
She a performer?
I don't want to give any. No, there's nothing I will give anyone about this girl. I'll just say, and if
can't believe you're talking about your niece this way.
Poppy, we already married her off. And she's so tiny. She's 4. Okay, let's get into Top 1 Bottom 1. Today's category is in anticipation of me traveling to LA. I think that was kind of it. I'm traveling tonight. Traveled yesterday. Noah traveled yesterday. We all spend a lot of times in the airports.
I met a bestie at the airport.
Really?
Nice.
Her name is
How?
Sid. Yes. Okay, so
Sid recognized you?
I was at my gate eating Cheetos, which is what I got from the topic.
Hot
and
or regular?
Cheddar.
Cheddar, nice.
Gotta get the cheddar. So, and it was 7 minutes before boarding, and I was debating if I should
What do
go
you do with
wash
your
my
Cheeto
hands.
fingers?
This is what I was
there we go.
debating. Do I wipe them on my used tissue that's in my bag, or do I just go wash my hands because the bathroom was right there?
You suck them, man.
Or do I
In
suck
public?
them?
I'll get in there.
But I was at the
But also,
airport,
if you
so that
suck them, then
eliminated.
they're wet. Okay.
So yeah, but then I would wipe it on my jeans. So anyway,
gotcha.
I decided to go to the bathroom and wash my hands. And as I'm walking with my Cheeto hand, all I heard was, "Can I get your picture?" And I just
Whoa.
looked, and I didn't hear the first part of what Sid said. She goes, "Hey, I'm a bestie. Can I get a photo with you, please?" And she's so cute because later she told me, she's like, "Oh, I know what Nikki says. Have your phone ready." So I had my phone.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so she
I
lives
had
in
my
Tucson.
phone ready when I asked those guys too. I was following my own rules.
You did, exactly. So just a quick tidbit. She said she would listen to us
Sidbit.
every single day. A Sidbit. In Africa.
Noah's got a gun
In
now.
Africa?
Wait, what?
In Africa.
Yes.
Which I think we should take time to acknowledge our international listeners, by the way, because there's a lot.
I got a call. I got a text or a DM from someone who I said Uganda the other day. I just, as a reference point for something. And he was like, thank you for shouting out Uganda. And I'm like, hell yes, Uganda.
Wow.
What's up?
Yemen, how you doing?
So she was serving as a medic.
Oh, shit.
And
Do
she
you know
was
what's
traveling.
going on in Yemen? Sorry,
Dog
she was
day?
serving as a medic.
And she was traveling back home. She had an issue with her, and she had to be laid over in Colorado. And she was just listening to Thursday's podcast, and she knew we were in Colorado. And she was just like, I can't believe I see you at the airport.
God.
With Cheeto hands.
That is so cute.
Yeah, so it's just
So
my
wait, is there a
digital
photo
life.
now with you with Cheeto? Did you show your Cheeto fingers
Well,
or
I
did you
said
hide
to her,
them?
I was like, I have Cheeto dust all over my fingers. Can I please wash my hands first?
That's so cute.
Looking like
I
ET.
love that so much.
Yeah. So
I,
what's
um,
up, Sid?
Hey, Sid.
That's
Thanks.
so nice. Someone wrote me from after the Metro concert and was like, "You have a doppelganger at the Fillmore in Denver, unless it was
Stop.
you. But if you don't, there's someone who looks exactly like you." And I'm like, "Oh man, I wish you would have said hi. I love a good recognizing,
yeah.
like say hello. I always when in doubt. And I'm not a bad enough looking gal where if you tell someone, "Hey, are you Nikki Glaser?" and it's not me, that they're going to be like, "Fuck you," you know? So just take a gamble. I would hope not. Except unless, I have a joke where people go, "Are you Nikki Glaser?" And I have no makeup on. And I go, "You think I look like this?" Like, pointing to myself. Because I do. Sometimes I look so unlike myself without makeup that if I get recognized, I get really offended.
It's like, where did you see me like
Where
this?
would I ever present like this except every day on YouTube?
It was one of your depressed days during COVID.
Yeah.
I remember. I think you accidentally posted it for 3 seconds.
God. Oh, man.
Okay, so
yeah,
top
I've
one,
had-
bottom one.
Yeah,
Oh,
top
yeah.
one, bottom one. What's the category?
The category is something at the Hudson News, which is the airport bodega.
Yeah, the
Oh.
airport. It's in every single airport. It's like Hudson News. It's classic. They sell the same stuff almost all the time. There's a couple variations here and there you'll find, but mostly it's always the same stuff. Let's start with the bottom thing. I hate that they have the worst options for snacks for anything healthy. There is nothing healthy in a Hudson News besides water. There's nothing. I don't care if you're like, "But what about the green pea snap crisps?" Are you really going to eat 1/4 of that bag? No, you're not. You're going to eat the whole bag. It's 4 servings. It is so bad for you. Too much sodium, too much, like nothing.
What's the perfect healthy snack that needs to be there?
I really do like some places carry those like baked edamame.
Ooh.
And they have such a good pop in your mouth. Those are really good.
An
Also,
organic
Kind
protein
bars.
bar or
Kind
a
bars
Kind bar.
is definitely a great choice. But I will say I hate and they are always out of very often out of Diet Coke. I have noticed as someone who just started re-drinking Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, no one cares for. Everyone loves Diet Coke. Everyone. It's Diet Cokes are always taken, and Diet Pepsis are there being like, "We're here," and it's like, "I know you are. No, thank you."
I hate that. I hate when
Yeah.
I go to a restaurant and they go, "You go Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi." Like it's like not even like
Yes.
Like I'm weird for thinking it's different, and then I go no, and they go,
You,
"Oh, okay."
I hate to
All
tell
right.
you, David Spade just did a great bit about this on
Ugh.
Kimmel. His last appearance on Kimmel. It's so funny where he's like, "Yeah, people will go Diet Pepsi," and they kind of look at you like, "I know, I'm sorry, like, Diet Pepsi, it's gross." And he's like, "Yeah, no," and they're like, "You should, like," but it's like that exact thing of like, "No, it's not okay.
It's not
There's
okay.
It's not even close."
Also, they get mad if you go no, then I don't want it. They go, "Well, it's the same thing," and they go,
Yes.
"No, it's not the same thing.
It's not at all.
It's not.
Total
It's not
different
like
taste.
Sprite 7-Up. I get that. That's kind of in the same world. Pepsi's nowhere near it.
Yeah,
But I will still drink a Diet Pepsi.
I will
I'm
too.
not against it. But
yeah.
but yeah, we have Diet Cokes often in Hudson News, and it's like
Yes.
a very bonding thing when
Yes.
when we're traveling
because
together.
it's a treat. Because
Yeah.
we know it's bad. We know it's naughty. And we should just be getting water.
It's
There's
9
a water
a.m..
right there.
It's 8:30
You know what I
a.m..
hate in the Hudson News? Water for $4.49.
Oh,
That's what I hate about the Hudson News. Go fuck yourself. And also, you know what I hate is when the people working there
just
either
warm.
aren't manning the front of it, like they're just
Yeah.
stocking things and the whole line backs up, or there's one person, "This is my number." Sorry, bottom
Okay.
one thing. Hudson News. People who get a bag for their soda or their water or their little cheese crisps, stop getting bags. You guys if you can carry it in your hand, walk out of the store with it. I'm so sick of people just, yeah, I'll take a bag for that. You're buying a pack of gum and you need a gigantic Hudson News bag. Oh, you're going to reuse it? No, you're not. No one reuses it. Listen, I'm not perfect when it comes to plastic bags, but if you can carry it up to the front counter and you're not spilling things everywhere, you can walk out of the store with it without a bag. Final answer.
I think
Okay, Andrew.
Hudson News. Bottom is the sandwich selection. I like a quick sandwich Give me some options. Give me something maybe fresh, something that was maybe made that day and not 9 years ago.
So
in a
what are
lab.
the options generally?
Like it's like turkey and like I think it's American cheese.
oh,
On
wait,
like
do they have Uncrustables there?
oh, I like Uncrustable.
I would love to. I've never had one, but man, they look
Never in
so
your
good.
life?
They just look like
Dude, they're
soaked up
insane.
bread. Oh,
They're
I
insane.
saw one on the ground yesterday, and I wanted to eat
Are
it.
you sure that just wasn't an old PB&J?
It had a circle pattern to it. It
Wait,
looked
you just saw a perfectly sitting there?
Well, no, it had a big bite out of it.
Even what happened to that person?
I don't know. Yeah, who gives up on an Uncrustable after you take one bite, and who, after giving
Someone
up on
that
it,
loves
throws
crust.
it on the ground? Just find a
Yeah.
trash can, you trash.
Uncrustable's so funny.
Don't you
because
know where trash cans are?
like,
Because
what
you
is-
are trash.
What do I want my mom to make me? An uncrust? Like someone made that. Like I like my sandwiches without crust.
Yeah, people did.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Like, it's not bad.
Yeah. I didn't mind crust. I think my mom like made me eat crust. It was
Just
like
give
that's good for you. Like it's almost like the peel of an apple. It's like, do you know that has like the most fiber in it is the outside?
Oh, okay.
So you're supposed to eat it?
Sometimes,
But I don't
like
think
a
that's the way it is
a
for
shitty
bread.
sandwich though, because in like sometimes I'll throw a lot of mayo on there and I'll put chips on there, chips on top of the
Yeah.
sandwich, and it'll just taste like a processed. It'll bring me back to like Lunchable days, and there's like some kind of nostalgic, good feeling about eating absolute dog shit.
Okay.
So
sandwich selection.
Give me a little better of a sandwich, and not for fucking $12.99.
We're not gonna be able to convince them of that.
Yeah, inflation.
Yep. Noah, what about you?
Okay, controversial. I really don't like that they have books there for sale because it puts
Noah
pressure
is
on me
Very anti-reading. Yeah.
to buy. Well, I just feel like I don't. It's almost like if you buy a book, you're one of those people who's like so put together, and you use your time on a plane to like read and get all this like worldly knowledge.
You know what? They're
and-
selling the illusion of that because most
like the
people,
pressure.
including me, when you buy a book where the Crawdads sing 5 months ago, you just read the first page or two, you get tired, and you put it away, and then you forget it in the back of the chair in the plane. It is more of like buying the illusion of the person you want to be. I don't think most airport books even get read.
There are people that will walk past and they'll look at it like they feel like you're at like the Smithsonian or something. They're acting like, "Ooh, maybe I'll buy this."
I've never seen
book
anyone
about-
buy a book either. I don't know if
Trying
you
to
have.
think.
I have bought a lot of books, but I will say I never read them. So I only read books on my phone. And so I wanted to buy a book the other day when I had to wait for like 2 hours for Noah's plane to get in.
Yeah.
We were waiting, and I was like, "Oh, I'll go to the bookstore." And then I was like, "Bitch, buy a book on your phone. They're so much cheaper." I was about to spend $24 on a book that I got for $8 on my phone.
Yeah, the magazines I used to buy
I'm not gonna-
magazine before the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all the phone. It's the phone's fault. I mean, I would buy a Rolling Stone.
I did like
ESPN
magazines back in the day.
A big magazine. I
Yeah.
loved a big mag. I'd read it before the flight would take off. I'd read
Magazines
the whole
are so
article.
I have a weird
Expensive.
thing with magazines are expensive
so
now. They're like
expensive.
$8.99. Yeah. Well,
Really?
they have to be because no one's buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
they used to be like $3.99. Yeah, I sometimes on the way out, if I have a connecting flight on the way out of a plane, I look and people will leave behind the magazines that they've already read, and I just steal from the first class, like the trash that they leave on the seats.
Yeah.
It's a great solution. You
Oh
can get
my
a lot of
God.
good.
Well,
reading
remember
materials.
flying before phones and like if the movie wasn't there and then you didn't have anything to read,
Oh,
so
I had
all you
that
could
the
do
other-
is look at the fucking
I had that
for sale book or
the
whatever.
other day. My phone was about to die, and my AirPods weren't working, so
Oh.
I was just like,
What did you do?
I just. The girl next to me was trying to like kind of talk to me, and so I just pretended I was sleeping.
Oh.
I couldn't. She just was like,
I thought it was
well, looks like we're gonna be friends. She like sat closer to me because it was like, it's gonna be a full flight, folks. You're gonna want to use those middle seats, and she just moved from the aisle to the middle, just being like, which I thought was like, no, someone will
wait.
sit there.
Oh.
She
does
moved.
that?
She was just like, it was weird. She goes, well, looks like we're gonna be best friends, and I was just like.
But
no,
the aisle was
we are
still
not.
open?
That is when I put on my eye mask. I just go, I'm like, why don't I
Your
still have that
coat
sticker
over
on my
your
phone
head.
that says I can't talk?
I'm dumb. What
Yeah.
there's no aisle. She left the aisle open?
Yeah, for people boarding. It was so weird. Yeah, I know.
And she didn't move back to
And
the
she
aisle?
just kept saying stuff to herself like, well, don't usually do that. Someone was, the flight attendant was like, ma'am, you have to put the bag underneath. And she was like, I knew that. I knew that. I usually don't do that. Like, people that just want to get a conversation going, so they start just like almost like fly fishing. They just like kind of say little things that someone will take the bait, and I'm just like, I'm not giving it.
I love shutting down a cosign because they go bag under the chair. Wait, what's the point? And you're like, no, you're not getting that.
Yeah,
from me. I'm not co-signing with you. I don't
not
care.
Being your little partner in crime here.
Yeah.
You're on
Let's
your
raise
own.
hell over here. No,
Yes.
I'm not doing that.
I sound like a real brat, but what?
You had a what moment?
Yesterday on my flight back home, sitting behind me was a sports broadcaster. And I could tell by the tone of his voice that he was definitely like in broadcasting. And then I learned about his whole career because he was just bombarding this woman who was sitting next to him with his history. And he was like showing her things out of the window as we were landing, explaining like what all these things are. And it's like, shut up.
That is my number one pet peeve.
It. What's he explaining?
I need you to listen to me, listener. If you're on a plane and you're a little chatty Cathy, keep your voice down. I know it sounds like you have to scream because it's like the almost like white noise of the airplane makes it seem like you have to shout louder. Everyone can hear you. It is so rude. I'm at the point where I'm going to start telling people to shut up because it is so rude. People will talk. It'll be like a 7 a.m. flight and someone's just in the mood to talk and they start chatting and the person next to them doesn't have boundaries, so they just let them talk the whole time and kind of keep it like, I'm just like, man, this woman needs to go to a fucking meeting because she needs to stand up for herself. Like I just start just like diagnosing people as being codependent because the person will be talking and you can tell the person's annoyed with this person talking to them because no one wants this, but then they keep kind of keeping it going because they don't want to be rude. Be rude.
Be rude.
Shut these people down and
even if they're your
being
friend.
a person who talks even if you're on a flight with a friend, I've been on a flight with Kirsten and we talked the entire time and I've told her like we've been like we got to keep it down because there are people around us sleeping and you do not need to scream, but you know what people love to do? They love having people hear how cool, like hearing about their life. It gives people an opportunity to be in a small, confined space where other people will hear about your life.
Yeah, they're performing.
They honestly do. And I know I get to perform every night, so maybe I don't know what it's like to not have that little outlet, but you are a bad person if you talk the entire flight. You're a selfish person. You're not nice. People are trying to sleep. I don't care what time of day it is.
The only argument is they're
anxious
and that's how they're...
Again, the definition of ka is doing something so that other people see you do it and you give the illusion that you don't know they're seeing you do it, but you do the thing that you wouldn't do by yourself. So if you were having a conversation as a ka sports broadcaster because you want everyone around you to know you're famous, you are ka and you deserve to I hope this flight crashes and I will sacrifice my own life so the world doesn't have to deal with you. Oh wait, no, I'm on
just
this
the front of the flight, just the front of the plane.
Just his seat gets
just
sucked
listen to
out
Sex
of the plane.
Prisoner, you won't die. If you're listening to Sex Prisoner, you'll fucking be fine. Yeah, because that's the guy that wants everyone to hear. He's not someone that's anxious because he's explaining how the flight is.
I know the difference between someone who's having a conversation is just a loud person and the difference between someone who wants people to hear. Yeah. And my granddaughter said this and I
never thought SportsCenter would be calling, and then sure enough, I open a bank account. Next thing I know.
Okay, what's your top stuff at Hudson?
Top Hudson?
Yeah.
For me is Zantac being in there. Thank you. Thank you for having medicine. Because sometimes, especially after a hangover, especially after a trip to Vegas, I have heartburn. I think it's a heart attack. I'm about to have a panic attack. I'm about to go up in the air. And I need something to calm that fucking pain in my chest. And thank you, Zantac. I appreciate you. Even though I found out that I think it kills people. But still.
Shit.
It's fine.
Yeah. I'll say tiny deodorants because when you are
same thing.
Like you realize you're on a trip and you forget and you're gonna be stinky, that's very great. But also, I said it before, Kind bars are the number one thing to get. They are vegan. They don't have too much sugar. They are a perfect snack. They're always a little bit too expensive, but they are my favorite. Like, I have very specific needs with my bars, and those are the only bars that you can find everywhere that are actually delicious and not like packed with sugar. So I love Kind bars, or like have milk in them.
Mine is.
What about you, Noa?
So I only see this at the Hudson News, although I didn't see it in Colorado. There's this hot and spicy Chex Mix, and whenever I see it there, that's what I buy. hot and spicy.
I had no idea you were such a little snack
It's like,
head.
yeah.
A new thing we learned about Noah. She
Well, we
loves
knew
Cheetos.
that she loved
I didn't know
those
she loved
hots.
Cheetos.
I
What
like
was it?
weird snacks. Like snacks you
hot
can't
Takis?
find.
Do you like Takis?
No. Never.
Oh,
I didn't get
okay.
into I'm like
My
a
bad.
purist. I like the stuff that I ate as a kid.
Right. I'm trying to think if I still ate
I fuck with Chex
crap,
Mix.
what I would eat.
I don't like pretzels and Chex. I like the Chex.
I love popcorn.
Yeah.
Even though it gets
I
stuck in
love
your throat
popcorn.
and you feel like you're like dying sometimes when you eat it.
I don't know. My dad, I just envision how he used to eat popcorn, and it's scary.
What do you mean?
He gets in there. Every dad eats popcorn because that was like the only snack back in the day,
Right.
and they would just just to the
Shoving
fucking
it.
grill.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad's always eats it and then throws it at the dogs and then wonders why they just will not stop looking at him the rest of the night because they think the little popcorn's going to show up somewhere else. I will say about the Cheetos, I think, and whenever I'm eating something that has like a dust residue, I hate it on my fingers. It's so gross. And then you lick your fingers, then it gets even more on because they become a
Yeah,
little
it's
just
tough.
like yeah.
Nachos, Doritos do that.
Yes. I do the thing where I will if it were like Doritos or something, I would crunch up the bag so they're a little smaller, and then I would just pour the bag into my mouth.
Oh,
slowly.
make it a drink.
Drink it.
Like a smoothie.
I honestly do that with so many things.
Crunchy smooth.
There are these these lupini beans I eat that are like really gooey, and you're supposed to eat them with your hands, and I just can't do it, and I just dump them into my mouth slowly.
What do you think about you look over? I'm eating Cheetos chopsticks.
I
How do you
would
feel about that?
I would do that, but no one ever has chopsticks on hands. But I have had things with chopsticks before. I respect it. I love chopsticks. I would prefer to eat things with chopsticks as opposed to a fork.
Well, I see people eating, especially Asian people, they eat lobster. They put gloves on.
Smart.
You throw gloves on. Then your
Yeah.
hands don't smell like fucking fish all day. But then it's interesting that you'll take fish to the mouth, but you don't want it on your hands. You would think you would hate fish so much, but it's smart. But
Yeah,
maybe
that
Cheeto
is
gloves.
smart.
Maybe orange gloves for Cheetos.
Oh yeah, you know what I used to when I used to
But then I'd eat the gloves.
I would like eat a whole pint of ice cream. You know that ice cream that like Halo Top or whatever you can eat the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Oh, God.
I used to wear a winter glove to hold it because my hand would get too cold. And it
Stop.
is a great solution. It is. Or even with a hot bowl, if you're eating like sometimes my oatmeal's really hot, I'll put on like a winter glove to hold it.
Do you put a
while I
little
eat it.
scarf around it? little tiny scarf?
Ah, that would be so cute.
So funny.
Snacks.
I need a picture
Oh,
of this.
man. What's your favorite chip growing up?
I mean, I really.
What was your go-to chip?
I
know it's
hated.
Top
I
1
hated. I hated like regular chips growing up, but I don't know why, and I'm so mad that I did because they're delicious, and there's so many foods I squandered before I knew like about. You know, if
Health.
things were bad for you.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like them because they were like, I don't know, I just don't like it. It's like, bitch, that is so delicious, and you're going to miss the years that you said you didn't want things.
Oh, can you imagine going into a store and just getting Shark Bites and Dunkaroos and not even thinking at all about the health?
I think
aspects
about
of
mostly
it?
about pizza. I miss the days where eating pizza was free. Like, was just like, you were just, you know, that classic joke of like, I want that last piece. Like, now I'd be like, I hope someone else takes it because I can't have it. Like,
Did you ever go to Pizza Hut
being
buffet?
Yeah,
Pizza Hut buffet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just eating
Heaven.
everything. If you're a child out there listening,
Yeah.
enjoy that you don't have any guilt associated with food yet. It is a magical time in one's life.
Don't worry, your
and
mom
if you're
will
a
give it to
parent,
you.
will you try not to give that to your kid yet about calories or fat. Just let your kids fucking go, man.
Oh.
It was so nice.
Dude, you know what chips I eat nowadays?
Yeah.
The baked
Lays. I love
barbecue.
baked Lays. Barbecue are
Holy
delicious.
shit.
Those are great on a Subway sandwich. That's what I always used to get. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or Quiznos even.
And they make a cheddar sour cream. And those two
Yeah, baked
together,
Lays are
baked Lays,
delish.
and it convinces you that it's healthy, blah, blah, blah. blah.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so fucking good, dude.
They're not too bad for you, I don't think. They're baked.
I get them a
Couldn't be
lot.
bad.
I get them a lot.
Yeah, they're so good. Or, you know, a great thing is to take the baked Lays, crunch up the bag, and then sprinkle it over salad, croutons.
Ooh.
And it's really good. And then they crunch just
I think
perfectly.
you're onto something with this crunch thing.
Yeah, just like bake squeeze the bag so it breaks it up, and then you can eat things. Like, if you're just pouring a bag of chips into your mouth, the whole chips, they're going to hit you in the face and spill all over.
You put a
But if
summer
get them
glove
into
on before you do that?
Yeah. Put on one of those fancy gloves that goes all the way up.
Yeah.
I love talking snacks. We got to do this more. We have a whole show
God.
ahead of us. I'm going to LA tomorrow. I'm going to be there till December, so we are going to be doing this show remotely, but you won't notice. Don't even worry. We'll have tons of LA stories for you. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you to Sid. Thank you to Uganda. Thank you, India.
Yeah, that's what it
Thank you. And we will see you tomorrow. Don't be cut and
Jackson.
Pollock.
Pollock.